Welcome into our weekly KSL Sports Rewind standout interview brought to you by UFP Hair Restoration, the premier restoration provider in the Intermountain West. So excited about this interview today. We had a chance to sit down with three-year starter McCae Hillstead of the Skyridge Falcons. McCae's out to a terrific start to the year. He's the leading passer, as you would expect, as the quarterback of Skyridge, but he's also leading rusher currently for the Falcons. 4 passing touchdowns in the early part of the season. He's also added 6 rushing touchdowns as well. He's been a major part of this Falcon program for now 3 years. He's a future Utah State Aggie. Had a great time catching up with McCae Hillstead. Well, here with Skyridge, well, he's a living legend at Skyridge, McCae Hillstead. McCae, I mean, how fast has it seemed your career's run by? I mean, it seems like it was just yesterday you were a sophomore starting at Skyridge. Now here you are 3 games into your senior season.
Yeah, it's been fast. It's been quick for sure. I think, we've been successful over the past 3 years, which makes it go by a little bit quicker, I think. So it's been great. It's been a great 3 years.
What's it been like to play under Coach Ham? A little bit different for you guys. And I mean, early returns show that you like being in that Ham offense.
Yeah, no, it's been really great. He's been super, responsive, and is a really not a super prideful guy. Is open to suggestions and is open to coaching from other coaches, and is just a really good coach and holds up a really good standard for the players, and just been really awesome. And his scheme is great as well, so that's been awesome as well.
Yeah, when you guys need it, you've always had a really good defense in the offense. I mean, you bring in Kalama too. So what's it been like? You have a new outside target, someone for you to go after. And how have you felt that you've grown with a receiver at his caliber?
It's been really nice because, we got somebody in the slot who can really, push safeties deep, and then can at the same time break off on out routes and run great routes, and he can get open and, get past linebackers. It's just nice for us to have because gives us the ability to go to both sides of the field at every given point of time with Josh Davis in the other slot, who's our tight end, who's also really capable and really good player. So it just opens up everything. We're super deep in the receiver position. So it just makes me feel really comfortable, even if I'm throwing to, our third string guy, I'm feeling good about it.
Well, I would say so. I mean, you're combining the first 3 games. You've had 4 passing touchdowns, 6 rushing touchdowns. I mean, how different has this start of this season been here, your senior year? Maybe even the first 2 years. Has it felt different to you, or is it just simply that now you're a senior and ready to go?
I mean, not really. I think, the motivation every week is just to go win. I think a lot of the times we're going down the field and we're passing the majority of the time, and then we kind of just get in the red zone, and then, our goal is to score. So whoever's scoring and whoever has the ability to score, that's who's doing it. So I think sometimes I get those opportunities. Sometimes, it's our running backs when we're on the goal line, then other times we're throwing the ball in. So it's just been different, just every year should be. You don't want to give the same approach, but it's just been solid.
What's about your approach? Because the offseason, I heard in track you had a little bit of a hiccup with knee stuff, and you went working hard. And I mean, it seems to show, man. So how different has this offseason been with you getting your knee right? It feels like it helped get you set for your senior year to really go out with your best game.
Yeah, definitely. So I had that injury at the state track meet. So it was pretty disappointing. I was running the prelims for the 100-meter, and then that whole thing happened, and it was pretty disappointing, especially since, we'd been through spring ball and done all that stuff. But I still have the ability to throw, so I'm still going to practice and going through my drops and making the throws. And I didn't have the ability to run, but, luckily enough, we're just running 7-on-7 most of the time. So I'm still getting those reps, and then we get into pads. And then by that point, with all the recovery and stuff that we do in our weight room and, just maximizing, how we can strengthen, condition those muscles, I feel like I was back out and was able to do everything that I needed to do when we got to team camp, pads, when I was running around.
Well, I don't know if you've heard it or not, so you can tell me I know you're a future Aggie and all, but I've been calling you Baby Taysom on some of the videos I've been doing on the red zone, watching you get a run. I mean, it really feels like you got some explosion coming to your senior year. Is that okay? We go that route?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I mean, we got the same Some Hill. I guess I got the same 4 last letters in my last he does, so I guess
Yeah,
that's all right.
and
There's similar.
you're looking pretty jacked, and you get near the goal line, and no one's stopping 7.
Thank you. Yeah. Yep. There we go.
So you guys get out to this great start. I mean, I could talk offense with you all day long, but your defense. I mean, what's it like when you come into a game and you think to yourself, especially right now, we just have to score a touchdown and you can win. I mean, they're only giving up just over 2 points per game. How fun is it when you go look at Smith, Snowden, and Akana and other guys on that when they take the field? How confident do you feel that, hey, the ball's coming back and we can go do our thing on offense?
It's really, really nice to have just having so many guys on defense. I want to say we had 9 or 8 returning starters from defense from last year, so just having a ton of experience, and I deal with it every day. On a
Right.
competition level, we're competing against one another, and it gets pretty frustrating because you got guys that know their assignment, know exactly what they're going to do. You got lockdown corners and lockdown safeties, and obviously a super great D line that's just getting to you every play, which gets frustrating for me in practice. But then when we go out on the field, it's nice to have those guys, knowing that they got our backs on offense and knowing that they can get us the ball with turnovers, give us short field position, and just all that great stuff. So, having those guys, especially, like Smith, having basically every time the ball's thrown his way, it's either a pick or an incompletion, and then you got Tassili coming off the edge, and you got, just a lot of good guys that can make great plays. So it's just been nice. It's been great.
You're in all those guys off, and you've got so much experience. We talked about earlier, it's your 3rd year starting, and there's some guys that have done this, right? I mean, it was different. So I don't even know. I started covering games in 2005. So having a sophomore quarterback go for 3 years didn't happen a whole lot. Zimmerman's up at Mountain Crest. It just wasn't a thing until, they made the 4 years of Austin Offenses, and that was a whole new ball game, right? And we've had some guys do it since. But if senior version of McCae Hillstead could talk to sophomore version of McCae Hillstead, what would he tell him?
That's a tough one. I want to say, just stick to the past, stay dedicated. I think that's something that I've always done. I also think that, obviously the limelight originally as a sophomore is a little bit different now when you get some more taste of it. So I think, also what comes with that though is don't take it for granted, like feel good about those things when you get those opportunities to, have some shine, and also, stay humble. I think I've done that pretty well. I hope to. But I'd probably just say those things, which I hope I've done those things. I think those have been my goals ever since the beginning, but probably just that.
Well, man, I tell you that I think those are great things, and what we've watched you do for 3 years, it's amazing. It's so crazy to think it's been 3 years. I remember watching some of your early returns to McCae Hillstead, your sophomore year. People like, you got to see what this kid's doing. And it's been an absolute blast and a lot of fun for us. Be able to see your games every week right here on KSLSports.com, man. But great start on the year. Congratulations. I won't give you a chance to give any bulletin board material to anybody out there in Region 4. But super impressed what you've been able to do to start the year, and wish you nothing but health and success throughout the year.
Appreciate you a ton. Thank you.
Again, I want to thank McCae Hillstead for taking a few minutes with us to sit down and talk about his year. Best of luck to McCae and the Skyridge Falcons on the rest of their season. And in fact, you can see nearly every single Skyridge Falcon game right here on KSLSports.com as our Rewind Sports Network has included the Skyridge Falcons. I want to remind you that our videos every single week, our standout videos, are brought to you by UFP Hair Restoration, the premier hair restoration provider in the Intermountain West, with 3 hair restoration surgeons who specialize in both surgical and non-surgical treatments for hair loss. So learn more by visiting UtahHairMD.com or call 801-776-2220 to schedule a consultation today. Again, that's UtahHairMD.com or call 801-776-2220. For Vince Francis and McCae Hillstead, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind's Standout Interview of the Week.